right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1 of the Sports Rant with Mike and Ant podcast. Wow, good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Good to be back.
Great to be back. Really excited to get this thing going. Shout out to the Third Wheel Podcast Studio, where we're currently live recording. So really appreciate them. Ant, great to see you, brother. I'm really happy to get this thing going again. Going.
Yeah, it's great to be back. We did a little bit of this in college for a short stint. It's pretty sizable stint, and it was really fun. But now we have the chance to do it in a bigger way and hopefully for longer.
Yeah,
and it's exciting. My name's Anthony Russo.
I am Michael Gonzalez,
and our producer is named M Wood. She's in the back.
Shout
you
out
want to say something, M?
What up?
Yeah, we're just excited to get into it.
Yeah, for sure. So I know you and I know each other both very well, known each other for a while, but if we want to get into it, obviously this is going to be a sports podcast. So, we're going to have our, moments where we're crying or we're happy or we're angry or upset. But, let's just kind of dive in right away off the bat. What are our teams and why we root for those teams? So.
And I think the best way to go over this is to go through the logo behind us because it is comprised of each of our team logos. So I guess we'll just go from left to right. It actually is me back to back. So I'm from Boston, as you can tell right here. So it's pretty basic. My teams are just the straight up teams that are in Boston, So we got the Bruins first right here. We got the Patriots. And then next we got That's yours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm from LA. So LA, born and raised, LA everything. So I'm a huge Dodger fan, Dodger baseball.
Then we got Red Sox, Celtics.
Then we got the Lakers right there with the S. Then
the rest of the way.
Down the second row, we've got the Raiders, the current Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh.
They used to be the LA Raiders. They used to be the Oakland Raiders. But the Las Vegas Raiders.
Worn a lot of hats.
Then for college I didn't go to, but I'm a huge UCLA fan. Growing up without a football team in LA for so long, all I really went to was UCLA football games. So became a huge UCLA fan. And then for hockey, love the Kings. Unfortunately, they got booted out of the playoffs a couple weeks ago.
That's tough. And then the last letter I'll kind of explain. So we wanted to put the college that we both went to because we obviously root for them. It was Merrimack College in North Andover, Massachusetts. But they don't have a T, and only the Celtics had a T. And, there's 2 T's in Sports Rant. So I just tossed in Team USA basketball because we would be talking about them if they were on. And then I kind of realized it won't be for a while that they're playing again. But we'll be talking about them. We'll be here. We'll be talking about them.
The reigning gold medal champion. Gold medal.
I expect more. I expect more gold.
Yeah, there should be. I mean, we'll see. I don't know how the team's going to be looking in a couple of years, but
we'll see. We'll see.
Got a lot of vets leaving, but
yeah, I always found that it's a little more interesting to find out what team people root for out here in LA than back home because it's pretty standard. We got the 4 major sports. We got the Bruins, Pats, Red Sox, Celtics. That's pretty straight across the board. But LA, there's variants like even in basketball. I mean, you could say that nobody's really a Clippers fan. I don't see a lot of Clippers fans, but you do have the option. Like back home, there's not really the option. You have the Celtics, and you're happy about it.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because the 2 teams actually that LA pretty much as a consensus they all agree with is the Dodgers. The Dodgers is, I mean, obviously they just won a World Series, but they're definitely the biggest team that everybody supports. And then the second team is the Lakers. It's like a 1A, 1B. It's not really like one's.
You think you'd give the edge to the Dodgers a little bit, though? I wouldn't disagree.
I would say as of right this second, yes, because of the success, bringing in Shohei, winning a World Series. And the issue with the Lakers right at this current state is obviously you're a Laker fan. But there was a lot of skepticism when LeBron came over. And, there's people like myself who huge Kobe guys, and we hated LeBron for so long. And I think a lot of basketball fans, unless he was on your team, you absolutely hate LeBron. And we we kind of got stuck with him, and now he's our guy. So it's like I'm a Laker fan before anybody. There's nobody above the purple and gold, but LeBron definitely kind of pushed some people away a little bit.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Well, honestly, I feel like I wasn't a big LeBron fan for most, if not like his whole career. But then he got really funny.
Yeah.
He's like just a funny dude now. And I like that. I appreciate the hell out of that. So
yeah, he's a little goofy.
Yeah. So like my hatred of LeBron's at like an all-time low, I mean, we'll see if we ever meet like in the playoffs. Celtics are in the playoffs again. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but yeah, no, that's cool. I would say that the LA fans are very passionate about the Lakers and the Dodgers.
Yeah, for sure. I think those are the two that, I mean, it's kind of like in Boston, typically people are Patriots, Celtics,
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then we got this, like, I feel like the big four in Boston each has like a very passionate, like, fan base. I feel like LA has kind of like failed to bring like a football team that everyone can just love. And I think the Raiders should be the answer, because people out here love the Raiders. I don't know why they're messing around with, and the Chargers and the Rams are great teams, very fun to watch, good players, but they just don't have the backing.
Just don't ever forget, and I think I've told you this. I think I told you this when we first met, and we'll get into that in a second. But I'm going to look dead in this camera and let everybody know. There are more Raider fans in the city of Los Angeles than there are Chargers and Rams fans combined. More Raider fans. Ooh. This is a Raider town. This is a Raider city. They should be in LA. We'll get to that at some point.
Okay,
later
I'm excited.
Some episodes from now. But just remember that. I'm stating that now, and I'm going to hold that opinion till, the end of time.
I agree with that from living out here. I think when I like meet a Rams or a Chargers fan, I'm like, oh, that's exciting. Like, it's been a minute since I've seen one of those, but yeah. They're the Raiders. I would say the Raiders
for sure.
But yeah, want to get into, speaking of when we first met, you want to get into that?
Yeah, for sure. So you touched on it a little bit earlier, but we both met in college. Okay. And for you, the college that you chose to go to made a little bit more sense.
Yeah, it was nice, close to home. My family kind of has ties to it. My dad went, my siblings went there, so it was kind of a layup. And it's a great school. I love it. So I always grew up going there and being like, I'm gonna go here, and then I did.
Yeah.
Your story is not quite as straightforward, is it though?
No, it's kind of pretty random actually. It's so funny. When I was in the decision process of where I wanted to go to school, people were like, where? Like, where are you trying to go? But like I said, born and raised in LA, but I wanted to go to school on the East Coast. So I was looking at a lot of schools, had a couple teachers in high school that are from the New England area. So they were telling me, look at schools in Massachusetts. They've got some great universities and colleges out there. So went down the list, Merrimack College. Ooh. Fit every criteria that I was looking for in a college. Small school, like a kind of more of a family vibe when you're at school. So went to go tour there, and on my first tour visit in North Andover, Massachusetts, Merrimack College, it was snowing. My first ever tour.
That's how they got you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And being an LA kid, you've never seen snow unless you go to like Palmdale or Lancaster every once in a blue moon. And I got to see snow, and I fell in love with it. Fell in love with the cold and everything, and decided to go there. So
wow, I think they scripted that snow that day.
Mike, why did that story make me emotional?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It just felt. It felt right. Like when you're somewhere and it feels right, and it feels like that's the decision you want to make. And you just something inside of you that you can't.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You at that point you could not go there.
Yeah.
So you made the right choice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did, because it was freshman year. We both lived in the same dorm building. Mike lived one floor below me. I lived on kind of the third floor, and I don't know, he was on the second floor. The second floor, everyone seemed a little more chill with each other, like buddy. Everyone became friends. It looking at the third, living on the third floor, you'd like look down and be like, damn, I kind of wish I lived down there. So you'd always just spend time down there. And then Mike like took me in one day and was like, hey, come hang out. Let's play. Oh, was it COD or was it MLB?
It was probably MLB, probably.
Which I suck at, but I'm always down to play a game. And it was just chill. We, from there we just talk sports and the rest is history,
Yeah.
We're just boys like that.
For sure. And don't forget, I don't know if you remember, we were in the same orientation group too.
Oh, shit. Group 25.
Yes.
Group 25.
Yes. Group 25.
Yeah.
It was
25th
group 20.
department.
25th department.
Yeah, that is okay. So that also makes sense. I can't believe I forgot that.
No, it's okay. It's fine. But yeah, we were in the same orientation group, and we had quite the group.
Yeah, we had a chill group.
Yeah, during that summer, it was really cool. So like our group got pretty close, and I remember you and we talked a good amount during the summer and stuff, and I think we either got each other's Snapchats or like Instagrams or something like that, and we kind of kept in contact. And then when it was move-in day, we discovered that we lived in the same building.
Yes,
and
yes.
Really cool, and
and it was like, I remember in orientation, it was like, where are you from? And everyone was like, oh, like Burlington, like Marlboro, like Somerville, whatever. And then Mike's like, Los Angeles. Everyone's like, what? And you're here? What? So then like from then and forever, I've called you LA Mike.
Yeah.
Which is funny because now I'm in LA and I still call you that and everyone here is from LA, but yeah.
Now you're just LA Tony.
I am LA Tony from Boston Tony or something. I don't know.
No, and yeah, I just want to shout out Anthony because as a little 18-year-old, I had no friends out there. I had no association with Massachusetts whatsoever. And I want to shout out him and his family because your family like really took me underneath your guys' wing. Like whenever I needed anything, Mama Donna was always there for me, and she
that's a Donna move.
Yeah, she was fantastic. I stayed at your house like when I had nowhere to be, like during breaks and stuff like that. And you guys really made it feel like I was okay out there. And I know my family really appreciated that. So I want to shout you and your fam out for that.
Thank you. And since I've been here, you've returned the favor.
Absolutely.
When I don't have something to do on like a holiday or, if I'm just hanging around, and even if I don't need a place to stay, it's always offered. You guys are definitely returning the favor on that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
absolutely.
That's how we became and stayed boys.
So yeah, that's our story on how we met. And and it's cool to think about, because when I left school, I was like, okay, well, I have all these friends back east, I can call any of them at any time. And, if I'm ever in the area, I have a place to stay. But I was like, damn, like I'm back in LA. Like all my friends are there and now you're out here.
And all my friends are back there still too. But no, I got some people out here.
Yeah.
It definitely helps that you're here. And since I moved here, you moved way closer.
Yep.
Which was chill and a surprise.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
I enjoy living out here for sure. Yeah. It's definitely a little different, less cold for sure. But yeah, do you want to transition into the fact of the episode?
Yes.
So let me just say, we're gonna try to do something on the pod where each episode number will have sort of a loose fact or maybe even like a jokey fact or just something related to it. So for example, today is episode 1. And Mike is going to give us something in relation to the number 1, and I'm excited to see what it is because I have no idea.
Yeah, for sure. I've got a good one for you today. It actually worked out that it was episode 1, and we're gonna try to do the fact based on the number episode. So episode number 1, we just had something take place. What was it? 2 days ago, with the NBA draft order.
Oh, okay.
So
a couple things happened 2 days ago. One of them we'll talk about later, but this is the good.
This is the good one. This is the good one.
This is the fun thing that happened, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. So episode number 1, the NBA draft lottery just got revealed 2 days ago, and we're recording on, what day is it today? The 14th. So May 14th. So
2025.
2025. So this was May 12th that the lottery got revealed, and. Em, if you could just pull up the first graphic, we have got
a graphic here.
An interesting thing that took place. The draft lottery, the NBA draft lottery, every year, it's basically a crapshoot. you know, and I think the NBA, in a way, I want to make this a point, in a way.
Is he gonna say the word? What are you gonna say?
I'm somewhat okay with the way the process goes because of the fact that it is a lottery and it is literally, you have no idea based off your schedule or based off your record if you're going to have the number one overall pick, which I believe is a good thing for this reason and this reason only. It forces teams to not have an incentive to tank the season.
Oh,
so,
I agree.
You know, it allows more competitive basketball, and I am okay with the idea of, hey, just because you have the worst record and you're trying to have the worst record, doesn't mean you're going to get the number one overall pick.
Like, suck it up. Like, tough shit.
Yep, absolutely.
No, I like the lottery. I think it definitely has its pros and its cons because one of the things I've seen is like so the Jazz had the worst record in the league and they have the 5th pick. It's like, how are they supposed to get better? That's a valid argument.
Yep.
But I do think it de-incentivizes tanking and it does make things a lot more interesting. I'm sad that I had no idea it was going on. I would have watched it, and this would have been a great one to watch. But
yeah. So this year, obviously, the prize possession was Cooper Flagg coming out of Duke. He had a sensational freshman year. They lost in the Final Four, unfortunately, but you know he's the prize possession of this year's draft, and that's what every team was trying to get, was the number one pick, so they can draft Cooper Flagg. So this year, the odds leading up to the lottery, these were the best odds. So you have the Wizards at 14% to land the number one pick.
so I'm seeing I'm wrong. I thought the Jazz were last. My bad. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, that's based off of record and what percentage. So like, you know, the lottery, I think it quite literally is like, there's a bunch of ping pong balls thrown into this machine. And like, if your team is worse or you have the worst record, more of your ping pong balls get thrown in. And then, you know, it's just kind of random from there.
Love it.
So yeah, as you look at that list, the top 10 chances to land it. So it fluctuates all the way from 14% all the way down to 3%. So what do you notice about that graphic about a team?
Yeah, is that the lowest it gets? 3%? I feel like there's more teams in the lottery. I'm not seeing. Was Dallas in the lottery this year?
No.
I don't see them on this board right now.
Yeah.
They must have had odds lower than 3%. So
yeah, they sure did. And if you want to pull up that next graphic, just to give you a little bit better of a visual as well.
graphic number dose.
Graphic number dose. So as you're looking at that, that's the pie chart.
Oh my God.
So, you know, you see the Jazz, the Wizards, the Hornets, the Pelicans, the Sixers, you know, and, you know, with the bigger piece, you know, obviously you have a better chance.
Yeah.
If you notice, there's 3 tiny little slivers right there. Three little slivers of teams. And there's a blue team in there. Do you know who that is?
The Philadelphia 76ers?
No. If you go a little bit further.
Oh, even smaller.
Yeah, even like, you know.
Oh, I think if I squint my eyes, it almost looks like the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Because they were in the play-in, but they lost. So
Correct.
that still puts them in the lottery, even though they were almost like basically a playoff team.
You know, they shouldn't be, but they were almost a playoff team.
That's fine. There's no way they won, right?
Yeah, no. Look at how many teams are ahead of them, have better odds.
I like this pie chart because it's a good visual because basically it's like if you threw a dart at complete random and wherever it landed gets the number one pick, and that little sliver is the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, based off all that information, what would you say?
Are we putting on the tinfoil hat? I don't know if you're saying the rigged word or whatnot, but
I'm not saying the rigged word. I want to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it alone. Of all those teams on that pie chart, the team that was least likely to secure the number one overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks. Hit that next graphic, please. The Dallas Mavericks hit the lottery. They secure the Cooper Flagg sweepstakes. They land it all. And believe it or not, this since 1985, they had the 4th lowest odds that secured the number 1 overall pick. So in that graphic, you see a couple teams that had fewer odds. The 1993 Magic, the 2014 Cavs, who I think that was the Wiggins year. The 2008 Bulls, they had a 1.7% chance along with the Cavs. And then somehow, someway, the 2025 Dallas Mavericks, just 3 months after trading their superstar, generational franchise icon, Luka Doncic.
Where'd they trade him to?
I think some team out west. I can't remember which team it was.
I wish I brought the graphic, but I saw a graphic and it was like, Chris Paul to LA, Anthony Davis, give you the number 1 pick. And then it was like, what was the other one? It was it Anthony Davis? Yeah, it was Anthony Davis to LA. Oh,
Yep.
Give you Zion.
Yep.
And then now it's Luka to LA. Oh, we'll give you Cooper Flag. And another thing is that AD is involved in all of those transactions. Because the first one is to get AD, the second one is because you traded AD, and the third one is because you traded for AD. So
yeah, I'm really happy that you mentioned that because I was watching it live at my other job, and I remember sitting there, and I'm like, "There's no way, right?" And then like the top 4 comes in, you don't know which order it's gonna be, and the Mavericks are somehow in there, and I'm just looking, I'm like, "There's no way, there's no way." Like they're gonna have the number 4 pick. There's no chance.
Yeah.
And then you see, the Wizards, and then you see
Sixers.
The Sixers.
Glad the Sixers didn't get it.
Yeah. Thank God the Sixers. I agree with that. And I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden the number 2 pick comes up, and then obviously Dallas secures the number 1. But I thought right away, and I'm so happy that you mentioned that. I called my dad right away, and I was like, you know what this reminds me of exactly, like to a T? It reminds me of 2020 when the Lakers acquired Anthony Davis, and the Pelicans, at their low light of their franchise's history, they trade away their superstar to LA, to the big market. He's the big fish now, and all of a sudden, he's going to get all the recognition that he deserves. I'm like, they just traded us Luka, and now they're securing the number 1 pick. This is exactly like 2020 with the AD situation. The Pelicans get gifted Zion, which technically, I mean, they don't really get gifted anything because Zion has not lived up to the number 1 hype.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to be insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's a good player. He's just been like a tough
Can't stay healthy.
trajectory. Yeah, tough trajectory.
He's enjoying all those beignets in New Orleans.
He's on the Luka diet. No, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's just crazy how the pipeline has been going. I saw a tweet that was like, somebody tweeted in all caps in reply to Dallas getting the number 1 pick. They were like, WWE is less scripted than this, which is hilarious. And I'd love to talk WWE on here sometime. We'll see. But it is funny because, like, obviously WWE is 100% scripted. So
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny when sports are accused of being scripted because it's funny, and also because it's usually like means it's good. Like it's dramatic and it's exciting.
For sure.
But yeah, this conspiracy is fun and slightly valid. Like,
Yeah. So, yeah, my next question for you, and this will kind of be the closeout for fun fact number 1 for episode 1 of the Sports Rant, Mike and Ant.
great
podcast.
timing, by the way, to do the number 1 fact
Right?
about this. Yeah.
I could have gone a bunch of different avenues, but then I thought right away after it happened, I was like, perfect. This is going to
This is perfect.
fit perfect. So now my question for you. I know on our little tester episode, you kind of quizzed me a little bit. So I'm going to quiz you on something real quick.
The unaired test episode that may ever come out someday.
Maybe.
I gave Mike the top 10 running backs for rushing yards last season, and it went pretty well.
Yeah, struggled a little bit towards the end, but yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
It always, when you're on the spot, you forget things that you know sometimes.
Yeah.
So we'll see how I do right now.
Yeah,
I hope it's something that I know, because you said something about MLB last time, and I don't know shit about shit. So we'll see.
Well, today, this one's a little bit easier, but it's
Nice.
Something that you may struggle with. But I was gonna do the last 10, but I'm gonna make it a little easier on you. I'm gonna do the last 5. Real quick, can you name me from 2024 to 2020 the last 5 number 1 overall picks?
I'm hoping you mean NFL.
No. NBA.
Okay.
So 2024, I'll help you out a little bit.
It was 2024. Okay, yeah. Help me out a bit.
Okay, so it was the Atlanta Hawks. This was a prospect that nobody, and I don't blame you for not knowing this one right off the bat. He's a prospect that nobody was really excited for.
I don't remember this at all. Well, so let me skip that. Would the year before?
Yes, the year before
Wemby?
you'll definitely know. Yes.
Yeah, Wemby. Okay.
Wemby to the Spurs.
Year before that, is it someone I would definitely know?
Yeah, you definitely know. 2022, it was the Orlando Magic. They had the number 1 overall pick. They also drafted a guy from Duke.
Okay, skip that one. I'll come back.
Okay.
Give me the team, or unless this one's obvious. No, give me the team. Oh man, if this was NFL, I'd be doing so much better. Okay.
I know. 2021, it was the Pistons.
Is that Cade?
Yep,
Cade
that is
Cunningham?
Cade.
Okay. Is the Magic one? Is that a guard?
Yes, he's a guard.
Is that Paolo?
Yes.
Paolo, okay.
Paolo Banchero. Yes.
Paolo Banchero. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so now you're just missing 2. So 2020, real quick. This one you definitely know.
This is one I definitely know. 2020. Shoot. Okay. Is it Western Conference?
Yeah. Timberwolves.
Oh, Ant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't want to give you the team because you definitely knew it.
Sorry.
yeah.
Well, the years are tough. You
I know.
But I
get
definitely knew it would be Ant. Okay, so the Hawks, they got some random guy.
Last year.
You know, I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of Hawks games.
He was the least hyped up number 1 overall pick in a very long time.
Oh, good. So it's easy then. Forward.
Yeah.
Small forward.
He's a small power.
I mean, like, I feel like I remember people being like, who is this? What a weird, bad pick. Any of his, is his first or last name start with a P?
No. First name starts with a Z.
Zion. Zachary.
Yes.
Okay, so I definitely don't know that. Zachary.
There is Zachariah.
Zachariah Richards.
Rissachar.
Rissachar. Oh yeah, I don't know the hell that is.
So yeah, he was the number 1 pick overall last year, the least hyped up prospect because especially he came right after Wemby the very next year. So it's like you missed out on the Wemby sweepstakes and now you miss out on the Cooper Flag sweepstakes and you land Zachariah Rissachar. I don't really know how to pronounce his name.
Who was like was he supposed to go 1?
Yeah, he was like he's the kid from France. That was like the big deal is that it was back-to-back years where it was French big men. Or he's not a big man, but he's kind of a forward.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Well, small deal, but big deal in France probably. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's tough to get a good pick in a bad year. That's kind of almost how I felt about the NFL draft this year. It's like nothing super exciting. And you know, I feel like I've been saying this at work, you know, to my coworkers a lot. None of them are Pats fans, obviously.
Right.
I'm like, if Drake May was in the draft this year, he would have went 1 overall. That's how awesome he is, and I'm glad we got him at 3. And I do think that would still be true. Cam Ward is great. Didn't get a lot of hype. I think he was unfortunately underhyped because Shador Sanders took all like the quarterback attention and hype or whatever. You know, no one really thought he was better than Ward, but it's more interesting. But yeah, no, I do think May would have went number 1.
I believe so too. All right, and real quick to end it. So we haven't seen Cooper Flag play a second in the NBA.
Nope.
Real quick, based off those 5 names that I gave you, Rissachar, Wemby, Banchero, Cade, and Ant. So let me go one by one. Without seeing Cooper Flag play a second in the NBA,
okay,
would you take Cooper Flag over Rissachar?
Yes.
Right this second. Okay, yeah, I figured. All right, now this one's very tough.
Hell no.
Wemby versus Cooper Flag.
No way.
No way.
No way. I wouldn't. There's so few, if anybody, I would take over Wemby. Even just the fact that he's so exciting to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, now 2022 first round, the number 1 overall pick. Paulo or Cooper Flag? Who are you taking?
I think it's like a win-win. I think the rest of these are kind of win-win. I'd probably take Flag.
Cooper Flag over Paulo?
Yeah.
I think I agree with that too.
It definitely feels like a more hyped up prospect.
And also I think forward is more important than, like a...
Yeah. And he's a good defender.
Yeah.
apparently like an insane defender. So that's good.
Okay. Cade?
I'd say the same.
Yeah, Cooper over Cade.
Yeah.
Cade had a really good year, man. He was probably going to have
Nothing against Kate. It's a win-win situation. I just are we draft? Would it be taking them today at their like current age?
just current everything. Who would you take? Who would, like, without even seeing Cooper? I mean, Cooper could be a Zion situation. Can't stay healthy. Can't. You know.
Yeah.
Cade had a really good year. Like 26, like 8 and 4.
I think you still take Flag here barely,
Okay.
but I don't think you lose either way. I wouldn't trade Cade for Flag, just because you already have Cade in the building.
Yeah.
But I think they were both like on the board, and it was like, oh, Cade or Flag's younger and whatever. Oh, but you're saying that Cade can play in the NBA. So yeah,
he's gonna probably be All NBA second team this year.
Well, for that reason, I think that when it comes to the next one, I feel like you got to take Ant over Flag right now.
Oh, and 1,000%.
Yeah.
Like the only two that are like pretty much no doubters are Wemby and Ant that I'm nowhere even considering Cooper.
And there's no I'm not saying that there's no way Flag's better than Ant. It's just what you got with Ant. You got what you need.
Yeah.
For sure, and more than what you need. Like he's got the dog and he's got all that stuff.
He's arguably a top 5 player in the NBA right now. I think he probably is a top 5.
And he shows up in big moments and everything. Ant's good.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course, Ant would pick Ant, by the way. Mike and Ant.
Spider-Man. Dude, Ant-Man.
All right. Spider-Man. Crazy.
But so that's fun fact for episode 1. Fun fact number 1 for episode 1. So I hope you enjoyed that one.
Yeah, no, that was great. I think we did good introing everything, going over ourselves, kind of giving people a taste of what the show is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
We had our first fact. Maybe we, I think since it's the first episode, we can kind of ease into a little bit. Maybe kind of give another like 5-ish, 6-ish. How do you want to play it on out? Do you want to cover? We had a couple things to go over. We could go over what sports you like the best each, but we could just do it really quick. I watch primarily football and basketball, but I'm always down to watch playoff hockey, and baseball's okay at times.
Yeah, for me, it's hard because I get so locked in for each of my teams at specific points. So I kind of break it up into, obviously I'm more locked into the NBA during the winter and headed in towards spring because my Raiders are already out of it at that juncture of time. But I would say probably I focus and pay most of my attention to baseball. I think that's just always been my sport. Played it since I was like 2.5 years old. And I fell in love with it, and I can't get enough of it. So baseball for sure.
He's going to be the baseball guy on the podcast. I'll react to what he has to say about baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. Then really quick, how is it growing up with both of your teams? It was great. Boston definitely has a rep for being cocky and being, calling ourselves Title Town. But
what did you say the other day? It's a flex that we're the New England Patriots.
Oh yeah. I was telling Em the other day, I think it's cool that the Patriots aren't just like Boston. It's like all New England. I don't know. It just like sounds cooler. Covers a bigger area. We get, fans that are in the New England area. They know to root for us, because sometimes if it's a Boston team and you live like in Rhode Island or maybe like Connecticut, you might be closer to New York. So yeah, New England Patriots, cool name. And growing up, always had a good team. Pretty much always had a team that was like in title contention across one of the big sports. And that might all change next year for reasons. But how about you?
Wait, real quick on that. Do you think, how do you feel about the Cowboys being America's team? What's your opinion on that?
That is the biggest. That has been phony for years now, for like a while now. What do you think?
Well, let me tell you, as the biggest Dallas Cowboys supporter in the world, no, absolutely not. They should not be America's team. I don't care how big your star is. I don't care whatever you say about Texas. No, they shouldn't be America's team. Nobody likes them, first of all, so it's kind of hard to be America's team when nobody likes you. No, absolutely not. I wouldn't mind if it was the Patriots as America's team.
Even
obviously.
like just the branding of the Patriots, like very America branded. Yeah, Patriots would be cool.
They got the red, white, and blue in there.
I think This is so random, but like the Packers, just how they're owned by the people.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty sweet. Like not quite American. They're Green Bay's team. More than any team is their area's team. I love that shit. But yeah. Okay. And then I'll let you go on this first. How do you feel about the current state of your teams? Your big teams?
So all of my teams, I'm pretty happy and confident in. The Dodgers, never have to worry about them. Everything has been done right in that organization. So never am concerned about the Dodgers. Shout out the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are going to repeat this year. I know they had a tough loss last night against the A's. They lost 11-1. But
give us Mookie back.
No.
Fair.
We're taking care of him just well out here.
Fair.
He had a bobblehead last night. Got his bobblehead. Yeah.
And that means?
Like they gave away bobbleheads in the stadium. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I got a Mookie bobblehead. Maddie went for me last night, actually. So
what?
Yeah. I had to work, but she
That's
went
sweet.
to the game.
All right, bring a next episode if you remember.
Yeah,
check it
will.
out.
I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So the Dodgers never concerned about the Kings. Real quick. I mean, I feel okay with them. They make the playoffs every year, but as long as they don't face Edmonton ever again from here on out. Did you know they've lost to Edmonton 4 years in a row in the first round of the playoffs? Never want to see them.
Avoid Edmonton.
Yeah, avoid the Oilers at all costs. I never want to see them ever again. The Lakers, I'm going to feel 1,000 times better, and I'm saying this as a Lakers fan and not even a LeBron hater. I really like LeBron, but I'm going to feel a lot better about the Lakers when they re-sign Luka and LeBron is no longer a part of the team.
And I totally get that because you guys are set up for one of the most like exciting possible rebuilds just around like such a star. And I think that's when you'll be able to start looking at the title seriously. I don't think the window is completely closed for a LeBron Luka type deal if you build it right, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is that all of it? You want me to go?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna do Patriots and Celtics right now because we're kind of running out of time, and I don't really know too much of the workings of the other teams right now. The Pats are exciting. I love Drake May. I love how they attack the draft. I love getting Vrabel. I think that's like one of the best possible head coaching hires any team could have made this offseason. I think it's exciting to finally see what we're able to build, because by the time I was even born, we kind of always had an established, we had Brady Belichick, and things were always put together in a good way. And Belichick was kind of weird with how we built teams sometimes. So it's interesting to see something built from the ground up. And I think we're going to do good. Hopefully we can maybe try to compete for a playoff spot this year. Who knows? We'll see how things shake out. Celtics. That I think we'll maybe be going a lot more into episode 2. I have a lot to say about the Jason Tatum situation, and I'll formulate my thoughts even better before then. But yeah, the Celtics, really quickly to go over it, are definitely heading to a transition period. As of right now, May 14th, we're still live in the playoffs, down 3-1 without Tatum for the rest of the playoffs. So I'm not sure. There's a lot of people that are hopeful that we could come back and win the series. We'll see. But this.
I'm sorry. I just
Don't do
there's
that.
no fucking way.
Don't do that. So we're off to an interesting season. Probably not going to see Tatum at all in the regular season. Probably not the playoffs. Celtics. As for the state of my current teams, to go over the Celtics, I'm going to get back to you.
So real quick, I just want to say a couple things. With the Celtics, I've always, I used to tease a lot of people because we went to school in 2018. That's when we started. I would tease a lot of people at school saying like, oh yeah, Kyle Kuzma's better than Tatum. Just to,
I wanted to bring that graphic. You know the one I'm talking about. It's like the shooting, defending, and then the potential, and like they gave Kuzma like a little bit more. That's so funny. I'm gonna bring that up next episode.
So real quick, I know we're gonna touch on the Tatum thing next episode, but I just want to say I tease Tatum a lot. I make fun of him. I mean, it's because
everyone does.
But also like Lakers Celtics rivalry. Like we have to poke fun at each other. Like you guys give us shit about LeBron.
Yeah.
I give you guys shit about Tatum all the time. Real quick, we're gonna talk about it next episode. But I just want to say, I'm genuinely really sad about this Tatum situation. And as a diehard Laker fan, I can sit here and say, I appreciate what Tatum has done for the sport because it rejuvenized Laker fans to really hate the Celtics even more. And like, it kind of brought like, oh, there's a face for the Celtics, there's a face for the Lakers. I just want to say, really sucks with this Tatum situation. And as much shit as I have given him over the last few years, if there's one player that is really going to be tested and I think is going to really be up for the challenge for a serious injury like an Achilles, I think it is him. Who's his biggest mentor of all time? It's Kobe Bean Bryant.
If you guys aren't aware.
Yeah, and Kobe, was his biggest inspiration. So I think he's going to look to see what Kobe did and really be inspired with what Kobe did with his Achilles injury, especially a lot later in his career when he suffered it. So I just want to say, praying for Tatum's healthy and speedy recovery because it really fucking sucks that sports has to deal with injuries.
It's the worst part of sports, and there's like virtually nothing you can do about it. It's just the limits of the human body. I appreciate you saying that, though.
Yeah.
And I will go over that. I feel like the response to the Tatum injury has been very classy all around. But how do you feel for this episode?
Yeah, no, I feel really great. We're going to do a lot more of these, and, I'm really excited to get it going. This was more of like an intro, so we didn't get to really talk about too much.
We'll get into it.
This is going to be something where we're going to give our takes. Sometimes we'll be agreeing on a lot of things, and sometimes
we won't be.
Sometimes we won't be. But yeah, just want to say thank you, Em, for everything. Really appreciate you, as always.
Yep.
And, we're really happy to be here for episode number 1 of Sports Rant with Mike and Ant podcast.
We'll see you for episode 2.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And don't ever forget, Brady got carried by Belichick all those years and all those Super Bowls. Thank you.
What?
See you next episode.
He won the first year without...